And so monatomic white gold just basically means, single molecule gold. It is produced in like this fine powder,
Mm.
but it has these really, really unusual properties. Like when you put this, pile of this dust, this gold dust in the pan to weigh it. Well, let's say your pan is, I don't know, 5 grams. You put this dust in the pan, all of a sudden you would expect it to weigh more, right?
Yeah.
No, all of a sudden it weighs less. Like I'll just throw an arbitrary number out there. All of a sudden it's like 3 grams. And you're kind of scratching your head. Why does this weigh less? It should be more, right? You usually do simple math. Well, the whole thing is should be like 10 grams or whatever. You subtract a 5 for the pan, so our thing ends up as 5 grams. Well, that was not what was happening. The pan was weighing less with the stuff in it, and then they would heat it up to a certain temperature, and it would disappear. Now, that in itself is interesting, but we have other things that we heat it up to certain levels. It'll just turn not really invisible, but just
To gas.
um,
You
yeah,
know.
well, not even really a gas. I mean, it'll be like in a liquid state, but see-through, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you could even like water, for instance, if it's frozen, right? It's white,
Mhm.
pretty much, but then you melt it down, it turns clear. This sort of thing would not happen with this. It would just completely disappear. Like you couldn't even see that there was any sort of substance in the pan at all.
Wow.
And so then they would take like a little spatula and kind of stir it around because if the material's still in there, you should be able to manipulate it. Like you could stir water around or whatever. And then they would cool it back down, and there would be like no manipulation done to it whatsoever. It'd still be in the little pile that it was left in before it was heated up. So this is where some of these researchers and scientists working on this start speculating: is this actually, this is like defying, space time? Is this like going into another dimension,
Yeah.
sort of thing? So yeah, it's a really, really interesting substance, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that the ancient Egyptians truly had this, because in the Sinai area, we find, there are thousands of mines over the years. They were mining gold, turquoise, copper, all these different things. And this would have been a byproduct of that.